Chris Chronos.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a little video for you. I'm going to be making a banjo out of a tambourine because, I don't know, why not? And I'm going to be answering the questions you've been asking for on the group. So, let's get started. Okay, let's answer some questions. Mags asks, what was your first musical instrument you played and what age, XX? Well, technically, my first musical instrument I played was the clarinet, but that was for about 2 weeks when I was 7, so I don't think that counts. But after that, it was the guitar. I started learning at about age 10-ish or something like that. Lawrence asks, what is your favorite song? Right now, probably Sound of Silence. Steve asks, does your bum hurt when you cycle for a few hours? Yeah. Kaylee asks, what's your favorite music genre to play? It's probably a tie between pop rock and 80s rock. I grew up playing music from bands like Blink-182, Pantera, Whitesnake, Metallica, that kind of stuff. So it's somewhere between rock and rock. Sue asks, do you love Pantera? Yes. Pantera are the reason why I started playing guitar. Samantha asks, how much do you love cheese? Are you telling me there is a limit to how much you can love cheese? Gary asks, when did you move to Benidorm? Where was your first ever gig there? I came to Benidorm in the middle of 2009, but I don't remember my first gig. I think the first gig I did over here was with a Spanish punk metal band called Sex in the Zoo. That was with Robin Backman, who's now in Dirty Deeds. And that was somewhere in the Old Town during what the Spanish called the Peñas. Sheila asks, are you going to tour the UK? Maybe in a few years' time when I have a couple more fans, maybe. Terry asks, you seem to do a lot more solo shows nowadays apart from Chris, who on the Benidorm circuit would you like to perform with? Well, the one guy I do like performing a lot with is Pablo Bloom, but we never have time to actually do a show together, so maybe one day. Pablo asks, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years, apart from in the mirror? I think that I'll still be working here in Benidorm, but probably living outside of Benidorm a little bit, just to, you know, get away from it all. KJ asks, what TV show or shows are you binge watching just now? I try not to watch anything because if I do, I end up not being able to do anything else apart from watch that show. But right now, I am watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I am on season 6, it's almost over, thank God. Kirsty asks, what are your top 5 favorite bands? You know what, that's actually a very difficult question for me. I don't think I actually even have favorite bands. I have favorite songs though, like Cemetery Gates from Pantera, or Fade to Black from Metallica, the disturbed version of Sound of Silence, I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie, Low by Testament, Obviously by McFly, Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas, but I only tend to like a handful of songs from each band, so not really a mega fan of anyone, really. Except for maybe Pantera, because they're the reason why I got into guitar. Michelle asks, which famous celebrity would you most like to perform with? Pablo Bloom. Glennis asks, how did you get together with Christian? You are great together, but you are fabulous on your own too, X. About 3 years ago, I was looking for something new to do, and luckily Christian approached me and asked if I wanted to try a new duo out with him. So yeah, I took the opportunity. Claire asks, where in the world would be your ultimate dream gig? The first stadium I ever saw was Wembley Stadium, and I was in awe of the size of that place. I would love to get the opportunity to play there one day. Amy asks, does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes, but not on your pizza, on my pizza, because my pizza, I like pineapples. The pineapples go in the mouth and I like them. Pat asks, what annoys you most about being a performer in Benidorm? There's only two things that annoy me really. One is when drunk people allow themselves on the stage, and the other is when drunk people like to have conversations with me while I'm singing. It's not... Bernice asks, what are your aspirations for the future? Well, I hope that someday I can expand on what I do right now. I'd like to go touring, maybe with other people, make more videos, regularly, and improve on my shows and maybe add some new ones. Carol asks, did you have singing lessons or did you teach yourself? When I was in high school, we had a boot camp where we learned to sing at least the basics for 2 weeks. But I think that really helped me out was when I first got... The thing that really helped my singing was when I first got here, I was a karaoke DJ for 8 hours a day for 2 years, and YouTube lessons. It's amazing what you can learn on the internet. Gary asks, do you have good neighbors or a very soundproof room? Neither. Okay, a bit of a continuity error, I just did a gig, but this is finished. Fantastico. Sounds terrible, never mind. Okay, let's do the last question. Valerie says, who is your inspiration? My biggest inspiration is a man called Ian Patterson, who was my music teacher. He's the reason why I became a musician in the first place, so you have him to thank for that. Even though it's been over 10 years, I still ask him for advice all the time, and we still work on music projects together. I had to take out all of the jingly parts because it just sounded like crap, to be honest. So let's try recording something with this. By the way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If I missed your question, I'm very sorry. I tried my best to get as many as I could into the video, but never mind. You can ask me another one for next time. Anyway, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.
Chris Chronos.